Welcome to AfricaCom TV here at the Village KPMG. We're joined by Bisila Bokoko, who's one of our headline speakers at AfricaCom 2016. Hi Bisila, how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Fantastic. How are you enjoying the conference so far?
I think it's amazing. It's one of the best conferences that I have the chance to attend, and I'm enjoying the sessions. They are very interesting. I think that the era of the technology is shaping the future of Africa, and I'm super happy to be part of it.
Wonderful. I'd love to get into your work as an entrepreneur and businesswoman and philanthropist, your work on the African continent. But before we do that, I'd like to talk a little bit about your background. It's so multifaceted. You call yourself a cultural hybrid. How so?
Well, I think it's the fact that I was born in Spain and my family comes from the continent. They are from Equatorial Guinea. But also I'm an American citizen, so that's what I call myself, a cultural hybrid. And also I multi-phase in my job. I'm an entrepreneur, but I'm also a philanthropist, and I like to do some work mentoring young people. So that's why I call myself that way.
Great, and on the track of young people and youth development, you've been quite heavily involved in our A Hub today, and we've got a lot of young people and startups present at AfricaCom 2016. They'd be really interested to find out how you started off your career. How did that kickstart?
Well, I wasn't born an entrepreneur. I was in corporate and executive, but what I knew is that I had a huge interest in international business arena. So I started working for the Spain-US Chamber of Commerce and the Valencian Institute of Export, just concentrating on helping corporations to do business overseas. So that gave me a whole scope. And then when I put my company, I decided to specialize in helping other companies that they have this dream to go overseas and to create cosmopolitan companies.
Great, so that's the company BBES.
Yes.
And you call it a passport for companies. How are you able to enable companies to strike out worldwide? How are you able to enable that?
Well, I like to take companies from local to global. And most of the companies who succeed in their markets, they have the desire to go and conquer new markets. And I love to be part of this factory of their dreams. And I'm an extension of the Department of International Business. So I kind of give them the key to open the doors that they need when they go international.
Fantastic. And a major theme of AfricaCom is socioeconomic empowerment and upliftment on the African continent. And you've been incredibly involved in the UN's Empretec program. Can you tell everybody a little bit about Empretec and your involvement?
Well, I started to work with Empretec in 2010, and the program is in order to empower women in rural areas in developing countries, helping them to create business plans in order to become entrepreneurs. So they get a microcredit, but one of the biggest conditions and the difference with other programs is that we are able also to provide the education that they need. So basic finance information, technology information, and when they complete this period, they're able really in 3 years to really not only to change their own life, also to impact community. So I'm extremely proud and happy to be involved with Empretec.
It must be beautiful to see that kind of change in the sector.
Absolutely.
And since your involvement, how have you seen the role of women leaders and those forging their own path in opening up their own businesses? How have you seen that change and develop and grow since you've been involved?
I believe that African women, they have been always entrepreneurs. I think that they have an entrepreneurship spirit by itself, even particularly in the rural areas of Africa. You see the farming and agriculture is mostly women-based. The issue is that women have to face many challenges to really become successful entrepreneurs.
Yes.
So that's where people like me and programs like Empretec are able to help. But I believe also that because the women are getting more tools, they are able to become successful. And I absolutely believe that the future of Africa with the digital era, women have to be more involved in science, technology, innovation. And this will definitely give them the tools that they need to become sustainable entrepreneurs.
And succeed in the long run.
Yes.
Today, you've been incredibly busy being part of the A Hub sessions, and today you're also taking part in Leaders in Africa, which is our keynote sessions, and you're also going to be with Deshaun Diesel on the panel. I don't want you to give too much away, but what can delegates expect from Leaders in Africa this afternoon?
Well, one of the things that I would like to speak is more about how I envision the tools that women, in order to succeed, they need. I'm not going to focus so much in facts or the situation, the current situation. I'm going to basically share tools that they serve me personally and that I think that they were useful for other women entrepreneurs. And it's going to be more a talk about inspiring. I think I'm going to focus more on that because all of us, we are aware of the situation and the current challenges, and we have to find solutions, and there is solutions, but also it changed the mindset of how do you perceive yourself in order to see how people is going to perceive you outside. So I believe that African women, we are amazing, we have a strong will to succeed, but we need to believe it.
Yeah, and we're also looking at the collaboration between female-led businesses, SMEs, with government, and the collaboration there. How are big businesses and government able to further enhance SMEs and give them a foot in the door and help them succeed?
Well, I think we need more. I mean, we should not rely so much in the government help. We should have more partnership between government and the private sector. Also, I believe that in Africa, the involvement of the private sector is a little bit limited, and they could definitely promote education and training programs and mentorship programs, so that's a way to contribute to the growth of Africa. And I think from the government side, for many years, we've been relying a lot in the help from others and the aid, and I would like that to change and that we work more in partnership.
Wonderful. And if you could envision what the ecosystem would look like in, say, 3 years' time, in a relatively shorter space of time, what do you see the ecosystem looking like?
I would like for Africa, instead to be a raw material based economy, to be a knowledge innovation economy. That's what I see in the next 3 years.
Wonderful. Positive times then. It's all about the positivity here at AfricaCom.
I'm Afro-optimistic.
Yeah, we're always optimistic. A lot of key challenges are being overcome through a lot of collaboration and conversation here. And with regards to Bisila Bokoko and BBES, what does the future hold for you? What are your key priorities in say the next 2 to 3 years?
Well, one of my biggest priorities is continue with my philanthropy work, building libraries in Africa. We've been slow because of the amount of resources that we have, but I think literacy is extremely important, particularly in the rural areas. There is not so much access to books. And I think that, of course, we live in the area of technology, but we should not forget also the basis.
Yes.
And it comes to achieve basic knowledge, and through books you could definitely do that.
Yeah, and I think it's about utilizing all the tools that are there. So, you know, at a grassroots level, and then utilizing smart innovation and technology and bringing them all together. You know, and just make sure that there's a comprehensive look at development in Africa, not just from a tech point of view or from...
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Bisila, for joining us today.
Thank you.
Good luck, not that you need it, for the keynotes today. We look forward to it. We're going to be broadcasting it live. We're going to be streaming it online. And please, you know, keep in touch. We'd love to have you on the couch again at AfricaCom TV.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you.